think if to be very short and direct, it's a story about addictiveness. Addictiveness, first of all, to gambling, and addictiveness of people to each other, because every character in this story is addicted to another person by some circumstances and conditions, and it's very painful and very hopeless addictiveness one to another. Of course, the roulette, it's only the cherry on the top of the cake. It's not the story about the gambling. It's not the Casino Royale or something like that. The root of this story, it's a root, the intimate and private story of Dostoevsky himself, because he got this offer to write a roman because he was in a very bad financial situation. He was on the bottom, and after the gambling story, so he lost all his money somewhere between Baden-Baden and Wiesbaden, and to save his own situation, he took an offer to write a roman, a novel, in an extremely short period. But the humankind, they are still the same. Like in 19th century, when the Dostoevsky described all these personalities and the characters from the gambling houses and the city around, and that's so funny because his notes are such a. He so precisely wrote even the national mentality of every person. What I did, the only thing I've done is I tried to declassify these people, to make them more close to the ground. So I declassified them, and I put them to the middle class hostel. With help of this hostel, so we never losing a sight of every character. So we follow them, which was my idea. There are a lot of important accidents which are normally by libretto. They are somewhere backstage, so we don't see them. And I wanted to put all these details and all the roots of all the characters through the plot on stage. And the one special and the most modern things in this production, that we put it the gambling scenes online, and this is my personal rage against this online life, and the internet and online, a lot of online entertainments. It's this dark side of this wonderful gift of internet to humanity.
Polina, I think, as every character in this opera, they are very real, very human, and this is what I like so much about this opera, that it's really, every single character, it shows like it's really true human, without making them a bit more beautiful or these bad characters. They all are same equally human, good and bad at the same time. Polina, yes, I think this is also very interesting, how she tries to find the balance between this, she always fighting to be independent, but at the same time she's just, switching from being dependent from one person to another person. Yeah. It's not a very big role, It's also, I couldn't say that it's somehow very challenging role, but the difficulty is probably because it's so much kind of speaking music in it. She doesn't have almost any beautiful singing lines like arias or something, and probably difficulty still it's really when you are almost all the time on the stage, but you are not singing. To keep this, you know, I'm not an actress, I'm a singer, so normally, you know, how it works. We singing, we have a lot of energy. We don't sing, it's getting really down. So to keep the same amount of energy while you are not singing, it's probably the biggest challenge. And also, yeah, to show your possibilities in only this mostly speaking music, it's not easy. Very precisely. He mostly always knows from beginning exactly what he wants to see, how you're supposed to do that, and but at the same time, I never felt like, you know, he's breaking my hands or legs, and somehow he gives enough freedom for me. I love that way of working because he's very precisely tells you a story, puts you in the story, like in the, you know, in the situation, and then, you know, I have all my freedom to be in that situation. So this is, I think, perfect way to work, at least for me. You know, this is a very long personal story, and I'm coming back to Vilnius quite often, but to another stage because I'm a member of Vilnius City Opera, and so I'm coming back to Vilnius quite often. But particularly this stage, Lithuanian National Opera, it's very close to my heart because I grew up in this theater. I was on that stage since before I was born, because my mother was singing here, my father was singing here, and I was playing a child. So I really feel like at home here, so it's always very, very special. You know, I mean, this is not the easy piece, and Lithuania, I think, not very special in that case. In every single country, I think, you know, of course, Gambler, it's not Madame Butterfly, and we can't expect audience to love it in the same way. So, you know, I don't think the theater should show only Traviata and Madame Butterfly, so we somehow must to educate and show other pieces which are amazing, I think. I loved a lot modern music because there is always a bit more about acting. Now I am somehow, this last 3-4 years, I was so much concentrated on classic music like Verdi, Puccini, classic, I mean what means for my voice. So of course modern music, it's not the best thing of developing technique. But at the same time now I love to combine them. To do a lot of, you know, Italian repertoire just to keep my voice in shape and you know, my heart for the pleasure, but at the same time to do some modern pieces which I can, you know, develop and feel a bit more free as a stage animal.
I had a couple experiences, a few titles I staged in my life when composer wrote libretto by himself. When you see the piece made by composer himself, there is no gap between the music dramaturgy and the every word. And the Gambler is an example, one of the examples. When Prokofiev, he worked with libretto himself, and this is absolutely a brilliant work, and especially with the gambling scene, which is really it's a crazy musical scene and quite complicated to any theater, because there's in one scene there's much more soloists than in 1 year repertoire pieces in the theater, but it's only for 15-20 minutes of music, and the speed and this conversation around the gambling table. And it's challenging to the tenor, to the main role, because he is 2 hours on stage with incredibly difficult singing lines, and at the same time they all need to keep the text so clear and so sharp. This connectivity between the speaking text and the music is the main energy of this piece. Without it, just singing the music, you will be thrown out from the storyline immediately. I don't feel my own special mission to bring the Russian titles to the world, but as a Russian stage director, because my interests they are everywhere, and that's very nice that there's a huge interest in Europe and in the West world to strange and complicated Russian titles, and sadly to say that they are staged much more often in Europe than in Russia. So what can I say about the talents of Asmik? A lot. Of course, she is one of the most special actresses and singers in the world, and it's always you're welcome. That's true. And I never told her that. So. Thank you for this. It's some kind of you're like the psychologist, like a therapist.
Yeah. It's like family therapy,
so
to learning to say compliments to each other. Yeah, okay.
And of course, for me, it's it's so a pleasure and a big interest always to work together. So this is I think it's clear, and we, as Asmik said, we worked a lot together, and we have some plans in future to work, and
I think the main thing what we never do, we never talk about work at home. This is, I think, very good thing, and that helps me a lot, because when I'm working, I'm truly forgetting that Vasily is my husband, because somehow it works very well, because
because it doesn't matter, it doesn't give anything, of course, maybe we have a good connection, and we can understand each other easily and quite fast, but the same situation you can have with all other good actors and singers and open people in the first few days, so you all are on the same level of understanding each other. So it's not something that I have some special cosmic channel with Asmik, and I don't have this with others. No, that's not true. I think we are, when we are rehearsing, there's no difference between our relations and relations with other singers. But of course, it's always a pleasure to work with her, with an actress and the singer. That's no questions.